What's up, everybody? Good morning. This is Morning Hookah. Matt here, hanging out with you guys, joined by a very special guest in the house. Very small introduction. I met this guy when I was in New York City last year for the THL Gala event that they did, and one of the coolest cats that I was able to meet out there. You were friends with Chris, Dr. Noob Sauce, a mutual friend between us. So I got to hang out with you for quite a while and got to talk to you about all sorts of things, and something that I did not, I'm trying to figure out, right? I'm trying to figure this stuff out on Instagram, and you have the Instagram game, in my opinion, just down. Like, you have this stuff on lock. So I want to take some time, talk to you, pick your brain a little bit, and I also want to introduce you to a lot of the people that watch the show. And if you guys are not already following DoseOfShisha on Instagram, head over there and hit that follow button, because you'll see some of the best content that there is. But first and foremost, thank you so much for joining me here on Morning Hookah. How are you doing? What's up, my friend?
I'm good, bro. How are you? Thanks for having me. My name is Sal. I'm from New York, and I've always been into like Instagram because I'm a graphic designer by profession and also a photographer. So I had few pages. It wasn't related to Hookah, but for a couple of years, I started smoking almost about 11 years ago, and I started DoseOfShisha about 3 years ago.
Okay, very cool. So you were able to take something that you already love doing with graphic
Yeah.
design and stuff, and then the
Yeah.
thing that you got into and bring it all together.
Yeah, so it was basically like I had pages, my personal pages where I travel. I would post up my traveling photos, and then I started taking hookah, like photography here and there. And then one day, like 3 years ago, I just decided like I'll start my own page just to post, just to separate things, because I
So,
don't have a lot of pages that is like whole different categories.
okay, so that's my question is, so you've already kind of been into the whole like how to create and build a brand of sorts,
Yeah.
right? You've done it multiple times. What differences did you notice when you started to build a brand for hookah? Like, what was the biggest change, other than the fact that it's tobacco and there's a little bit of
Yeah.
a stigma, I would assume. But what are some of the other differences between, shooting some of the stuff that you were shooting before and then moving over to hookah photography?
To start with this, basically, when I first started, it was hard to get followers. You don't have like not, right now it's growing, but you didn't have like 3 years ago. You don't have like big community out there, or people wouldn't follow you. And if you want to grow your page, if it's like a different brand, you can do sponsored ads. You can
Mhm.
get shout out, things like that. But with tobacco, since it's hookah, you can't do that. You can't do any advertising or anything. So you have to like just work your way through, and grow.
It's something where it has to be organic, right?
Yeah,
Which is one of the coolest parts about hookah too. At the same time, like, you're not gonna see. I mean, you will see it. It's interesting though, right? Because in overseas market, there's such a different tone to the way that their Instagram posts are done, both in the form of like their pictures and the way they do their stories. I would say this, and maybe I'm wrong, so correct me with your opinion, obviously. But like, overseas Instagram is much more about shock.
yeah,
Like, they're
yeah,
trying to bring you in with like, look at how much crazy stuff we can do. Where I feel like, and not all of it, I'm not trying to say like every German, hookah Instagrammer is trying to shock you, but there's a lot of them that are trying to bring in with shock, where I think that there's the difference between the shock value Instagrams and the like, oh man, look at how pretty that picture is, right?
yeah. Also, a lot of things like a lot of the like even Russia, Germany, they have a community. They have a
Mm-hmm.
community of Instagrammers. They have like their own groups. They meet up. They're all from the same neighborhood and things like that, and they grow with each other. Like there are new bloggers out there. They have like 3,000 followers, but within a couple months, you will see that it goes to like seven, and they
Yeah.
have a community, strong community, and they also it's all about the content.
Yes. Agreed.
So they take their time out creating the content. Where in the U.S. you will see a lot of people they just snap and post.
I would say that overall, like, not to, whenever I speak about these grand terms, I hate it because I don't want someone to be like, that's not me. It's like, well, I'm not talking
Yeah,
about you. If if
yeah, yeah,
if what I'm about to say doesn't capture you as a person, then it isn't about you. Okay, so chillax. But I would say that a large amount of, especially North American, this side of the coast and stuff, when it comes to bloggers and reviewers and Instagrammers, like we do it as a hobby, right? We do it
Yeah.
as a passion project a lot of times, where it seems like overseas, especially the bloggers and the people that are like part of the industry type formula, they take this stuff very seriously. Like this is it's
Uh,
more than just a job. It's like what they do. It's who they are. It encapsulates them.
yeah. Also, it's part of their job too. A lot of them, like, they actually get paid for it. You know, like a lot of them are within the industry as well. They work for a tobacco company or they're part of a company. Where, like me, I'm not part of any, company, and I know a lot of people that they're not. It's just a hobby.
So we've talked about what made you want to get into Instagram, obviously. We talked about what got you into the hookah stuff. What is one thing that you love to take pictures of most? Is it the hookahs, the bowls, the tobacco? Is it a combination of them, the blowing of the smoke? What is it?
So basically, I like lifestyle photography. Like my page, I don't know if you have noticed, but it's mostly about the lifestyle of, you know,
Yes.
my lifestyle basically. It's not about like, oh, this is the new bowl. I don't like doing reviews. I don't do reviews of products. I don't post about them. It's just the lifestyle, my lifestyle. And so a lot of the photography or content I create, I focus on lifestyle photography. So
Okay.
mainly it could be bowl. It could be a bowl someday, or it could be like a full setup, or like I'm smoking somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, one way that I've always taken your Instagram and why I love to follow it so much is the Instagrams that I like to follow personally are the ones that feel like I'm going on an adventure with somebody. That's what I enjoy. I like being able to see through your eyes of like what it is that you're experiencing, whether it's something that you're either traveling or something that you're smoking or showing or whatever and stuff. But it always feels like an adventure, and that's what I really like. That's Instagram is weird, right? Because it's just
Yeah,
pictures. It's just pictures, and you're hoping to get them like for the pictures and all that stuff. But like to tell a story with a picture is far more the more interesting thing about it, and I think that it's very difficult. I'm still trying my best to learn how to do it and stuff, but it's very interesting. Do you have something that you enjoy to photograph though? Like in a general case, like do you enjoy taking photographs of hookahs and stuff?
yeah, I do. I mainly want to follow for like 2020. I want to follow like outdoor photography.
Okay, I like yeah some of the shots you've gotten recently
Yeah,
with you like on the bench and stuff like that. I think those look really nice.
because I've been doing a lot of indoor. Like it's basically when I'm smoking, I'll just take a picture of it, you know.
Yeah.
But right now for 2020, I want to spend time. Like I want to plan out a photo shoot or like go somewhere just to do a photo shoot out there for hookah.
Hmm.
Because basically the most majority of my page, all the content is basically what I do every day.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing like it wasn't. No, some of them are not planned out or anything.
Okay, very cool. Now we're sitting here talking about Instagram and hookah, and we're both actually smoking hookah at the moment. I know
Yeah.
I'm making you talk a whole lot, so you haven't been able to enjoy
Getting
your
up.
hookah so much. But what are you smoking on today's episode of the Morning Hookah Show?
I am smoking Eternal Smoke,
Hmm. Ooh,
Taco Dream.
Choco Dream,
Oh,
Cocoa
Taco.
Dream. So.
This is actually my first time smoking it, so yeah, let's see.
Okay, yeah, we'll give you a little while. We'll check back in with you and we'll ask you about your first impressions. I'm smoking a flavor that I've tried out a couple of times now. It's Cool Cucumber from Azor. And I'll tell you what, if you're a fan of the flavor of cucumber, you ought to check out this Cool Cucumber from Azor because it's actually an exclusive at Hookah-Shisha, I believe. But
Oh,
if you like the cucumber taste, like it's not sweet cucumber. It's not like cucumber lemonade. It's not like cucumberita. It is like purely just cool cucumber. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I smoked it on its own last night, and I was in between. I hate this and I love this.
I love it.
And they just kept going back and forth the entire time that I was smoking because I would take one big pull and be like, man, this tastes exactly like cucumber. And then I take another big pull and be like, oh, this tastes exactly like cucumber. Like I just couldn't tell if I was enjoying it because I liked it or if not. I don't know. I'm going to give it a couple more tries, obviously. I mixed it this time with a Concord grape by Trifecta, and this is mixing really well. The really sweetness. Have you had Concord grape yet?
Oh no, I haven't.
It is a really sweet grape. It's like a
Oh,
grape concentrate, like a purple grape concentrate. Really sweet, really really nice. Not so much of a tartness or a sourness as it is just like a very very concentrate taste, basically. So the cucumber is doing a really good job of kind of cutting that in half and giving me that cucumber taste with that sweet grape taste at the same time. It's really enjoyable. I'm liking this mix a lot. This is very good.
I I actually like Trifecta's cucumber mojito. I don't know if you ever had that. That's their blonde line, I think.
Had it a long time ago. I couldn't even tell you if I
Yeah,
remember it at all.
yeah. I had it. It's been a while since I had it, but that one was good.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure mixing cucumber with any of the trifecta flavors is gonna be great.
How's that? How's that cocoa? That choco dream? How's it treating you? How's it tasting? Is it? Are you
It's been
starting to get
good.
it?
It's been good. It's starting up, but it tastes like chocolate.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
Does it taste like old chocolate or like fresh chocolate?
I would say like dark chocolate. You know,
Really?
there's
Okay.
like taste of like not too much, not too sweet,
Hmm.
but very like I would say it's like somewhere around like you would mix it with like a chai flavor. It would be cool.
I might have to give that one a shot. I've tried quite a few Eternal Smoke flavors. I'm a big fan of Eternal Smoke. I think that they're doing a very good job in a very crowded marketplace right now. All right, so now let's get back into these questions because now what I want to do now I really want to pick your brain. Now I really want to get in there deep with the Instagram. I want to take you for all that you can possibly give me because if you guys didn't know, I'm Morning Hookah on Instagram, really trying to step up my game. 2020 is the year of a big push for me, both in the quality of videos that you see coming out here on the YouTube channel, but then over on Instagram, I want to make really good content. I want to make content that will grab you and make you want to engage in it, which is it's hard. That is fucking hard, and I've already noticed that I'm falling into a trope that I think is easy to see after you do it for far too long that you do it. I'm taking a picture, even if they look good, in like the same spot, like over and over again, and it's starting to look really stale. And I've noticed that myself, but I want to get into some of your stuff and ask you some questions about this. My first one, I want to talk to you about Instagram stories
Okay.
because I think Instagram stories are really unique and they're really interesting for a lot of different reasons. As we know, Instagram stories, they disappear after 24 hours. So I wanted to ask you, and this might sound like a basic question, but I feel like you have to get down to the basics to get something better. What is good content that is opposed to a post that's good for a story? Because a story disappears after 24. How do you know that you want this thing to be on your story, but not this thing to be on a post?
So basically, you can use stories to promote your post. A lot of times, you should do that. Every time you post something, put that on your story and be like new video or new picture.
Okay.
Also, if you didn't know, Instagram story has a different algorithm than the post.
I did not.
Yeah, so we'll get into the algorithm talk later, but they have a different algorithm. So the way it works is like even though it expires after like 24 hours, you don't have to, you can make a story out of it. Make highlights. If you're
I've
packing a bowl,
recently figured out the highlight thing that you can kind
yeah.
of make your stories stay around, obviously, just through the highlights and naming them.
It's also better than like post because a lot of times when you're posting things, you're like almost all over the place. Like you're taking a picture of a hookah, then you're talking about a bowl, and it's like all over.
Hmm.
Where story, you can every time you pack a bowl, you talk about it. You can put that on your highlight and name it bowls. So you will have stories throughout your Instagram where people can just, if they want to know about bowls that you use, they can just go to your bowls highlight and see all your bowl stuff. So
Okay.
that's a really good way to use it. Promote your Instagram post.
Okay. Okay. Um, have you so one of the things that is it not a good idea? And I've tried this before, and I've never noticed anything beneficial from it. So I'm assuming it doesn't matter, but it probably isn't a good idea necessarily. Is it a good idea to use the picture that you're going to post as a story, or is it better to do like I've noticed you do it sometimes and a few others where you'll like kind of hide the post and
Yeah.
say, hey, there's a new post, but you don't show off what the post is, in opposed to like showing off. It's kind of like don't give the goods too soon, right?
Yeah. So the way I do it is I would do a post and I would post that directly from my post at my story and I'll hide it and I'll be like, tap here.
Okay.
After 2 hours, I'll actually put the actual post on my story.
Okay.
Because what happens is, at first, if they see it on your story, they're not gonna go there and check it out. Most likely, you just saw it. Unless it's a video, you will probably go in to check out the video.
Mm-hmm.
But just the post, you saw it. What's the point of going in? Most likely, you're not gonna go in. You're not gonna comment. You're not gonna engage with it. You're not gonna like it. So that's why you basically hide it. You're telling them, come check it out.
Okay.
And they check it out, if they like the content, they'll most likely like it.
Okay. So
And
you really want to use the story to help drive people to your page
to your
to like
post.
your
Yeah.
content. Okay.
And the reason why I post it after 2 hours, because I don't want to keep posting things. So I would post it for the people that haven't seen my post. They'll eventually see it on my story.
Okay.
The people that didn't care about going in, even though it says tap here, they don't care about going in, checking it out. They'll eventually still see my content.
Okay. So
Um,
even if they turn it down at one point, they have another opportunity to be like, "Oh, okay, so that is
yeah,
cool."
yeah,
Okay.
and they
Okay.
might like it. Sometimes you make decisions. Like when I recently did a video where I had a good engagement on my actual post,
Mhm.
but then I did a post where I have a new video. Check it out. But a lot of my own personal, like I posted on my personal pages where a lot of the friends, family, they didn't see it.
Yeah.
So later on the day, like 24 hours later, I actually put the whole video on my story. And that's when I started getting comments. Like I started getting DMs, people saying, communicating with me about that post. It was like good post or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And that worked out. That's the new thing that I just came across.
Okay, that's interesting. I do like the story. I'm a very, I live a pretty outward facing life, with my who I am and everything that I do and stuff. But like one of my big goals, especially in 2020, is like going on adventures, especially specific towards hookah and stuff. I want to try doing a lot of travel this year. And when I do that travel, I want to bring people along with me with those stories and kind of have them follow along with me. I want to use the posts as the big moment that happened, and I want to use the story as kind of the build up to whatever's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's my goal, at least. We'll see how that turns out as the year goes on. Hopefully, I'm able to do some cool traveling.
Yeah. I mostly use stories for my traveling. So
Mhm.
every time I go somewhere, I would have throughout my whole day, like every time I'm eating there, I'm smoking. So even though my page is about hookah, my stories, like I don't post anything else but hookah related stuff, relevant stuff on my post. But stories, I would put food. I would put food, traveling, my own photos, just my throughout what I did throughout my vacation.
Mhm.
Stories, you can use it like that.
I
You
like
can,
that.
if you go to Vegas, you can just put a hash, like highlight Vegas, and then whatever you did at Vegas, you can just have a whole story. Tell a story through your Instagram.
Okay.
Where posts, you mainly focus on the content.
Mhm. That's definitely been something that I've enjoyed learning more about. Like when I first started the Instagram, I kind of just threw everything up there, like anything and everything, and I learned pretty quickly that like it's not about quantity. It is
Yeah.
definitely about quality. Absolutely. All right, very cool. So, some other questions that I have for you are: what are some of your beginner tips when it comes to either just obviously you've started more than just hookah related Instagrams as well, but we're kind of more focused on the Instagram stuff here or the hookah stuff here for Instagram. What are some of your tips for people that are interested in starting a Instagram around hookah stuff?
So first thing I would say, don't like focus on the followers and following. Focus on building a relationship with your followers and building like a good theme around your page and content. Content is the main thing. Instagram is all about content. And also like you would see like recently they changed so many algorithm, they changed rules, like they removed the likes. You can't see your following likes anymore. Things have been changing where a lot of people, they make a page and then you start making content and then people are not liking it and then, you're down and you're just like I don't want to make more contents and you just give up. Don't do that. Like keep creating content and within time you just have to be patient. You will get people. You will get like once you people come to your page and they see like you've been creating content for a while, they're most likely to follow you because they want to see more work you do. If they come in and they see like couple work, okay, fine. They're not like they're most likely not gonna follow you.
They want to see that you're consistent in what you're doing. They don't want to follow an empty page, a ghost page, if you will,
Yeah.
right? How important do you think it is to have a theme for your page?
It is. It basically when you have a theme, it's just like someone goes there. Also, but they see a theme and they're most likely if they like a lot of people focus on like dark theme or like bright or outside. It depends, but you also get limited on the contents you're gonna make because
Mm-hmm.
you have a theme going on. When you start, I think you shouldn't have a theme, but because you have you're not limited to just like one style. You can
Yes.
explore, and then within time you will figure out what do you like.
You'll kind of figure out your own theme as you
Yeah,
go
you
on.
figure out your own niche. You know, you like, do you like dark photography, or do you like bright, or you want to create content like creative content? Like my page, I followed a theme earlier in the years, but then right now I don't. I just follow on like content creation. Because if you notice, like a lot of the German bloggers or Russian bloggers, they have a theme. Like they have like one corner that they have a table and like a
Yes.
couch. They just sit there, and their whole page is just like them smoking. It's different hookah, different bowl, different flavor, but it's the same like setup.
It's funny because I like that from
Yeah,
time to time, but then like it's almost like I notice what the theme is and I almost get bored of the theme at times.
yeah, because a lot of times you're scrolling through,
Uh-huh.
it's almost the same picture. It's just the hookah's changing,
Yeah.
and the flavor, the bowls. You know, they talk about it. They have good content. They post about it. They talk about it. But it's just like you're seeing the same thing over and over, and within time, you're just gonna get bored. You know?
You kind of become numb to it a little bit. I like there was a time, especially on Instagram and stuff, where I was falling in love with the very creative like bowl packings that people were doing, or like the fruit packs and stuff like that. Like I was like, oh man, let me see more and more and more of this. But then as I started watching more and more of it, I kind of became numb to it. Where like,
Yeah,
oh, that's cool. I kind of already saw something kind of like that. I still enjoy it. It's not that I'm like I'm not dissing against it or anything like that. But it definitely became this thing of like, I don't know, like do I really like this, or am I just watching it because I've kind of fallen into a hole where I keep watching this over and over again?
it's a good thing for like. I personally think that it's a good thing for like other brands or different things, but when it comes to hookah, I just feel like you're limiting yourself to that style. And it's also a good thing. Like if someone sees your work, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's his." You already know because they have a style. You just know,
Yes.
they don't have to credit. It's just there. It's there. But when you have different content, you have people scrolling through even a past a year, and they'll see, "Oh, like, oh, he's been doing different stuff all over the years." You know.
Very
I
interesting.
personally focus on that, and I would suggest like if you're starting up, like don't pick a theme yet. Play around, see what you like, and you know you might be like the person. I love dark photography. You know, I just want a one setup, nice lighting, dark photography, and you just keep doing that.
I think that it's definitely important to. I agree with what you're saying about like don't try to put yourself into a bubble too early because you definitely want to have the availability to be as much variety as possible so you can like you're saying find out what it is you actually like. Don't
Yeah,
jump into something and be like, oh, this is who I am. Nobody knows who they are when they first start. I truly believe you can go into something believing you're one thing and then come out the other side and be like, I was nothing like that.
yeah, because a lot of people what they see is like they follow a page and they see, oh, I love their page, I love their photography, and instead of creating your own content, you just copy them. You know, you just copy their style, you copy their ways of doing the photography, you copy the setup, and what happens at the end is you're not enjoying it. You're gonna have a good page, but you're not enjoying. You're not passionate about it, and all the like all the German pages and Russian pages, you will notice they're all following like the same style, and
Hmm.
they're also part of the same circle. So like they're friends, so they do that. But it's just like you don't have to do that. You know,
Hmm.
you don't have to. Even though you like the Russian pages or German pages anywhere from Europe, you don't have to follow that. You can just play around and see what you like.